Okay, folks. So today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. And we are in the throes of full-blown panic related to coronavirus. And I'm not sure it's not warranted, all things considered. But I am getting an extraordinary number of questions about when will it end? How long will it last? Should I sell everything? What should I buy? Should I never buy anything again? You know, that kind of thing. I thought, it might be a good idea to just run, post periodically, do videos periodically about names that pop up as death or stocks that are in the throes of a death grip or whatever the case may be, and just talk a little bit about them and how to look at them, how to think about them, and if you are interested in wading in, certainly if you're interested in wading in for what might be a longer term hold, how to think about that and where to think about that, right? So we just got news today that Marriott, the largest hotel company in the world, I think it has either 140,000 or 170,000. I know that's a big difference, but it has a lot of employees, and they're going to start furloughing employees, or they've already started to furlough employees. And what that means for them is they won't the employees won't be receiving their salaries, which I mean. And or reduced hours, that kind of thing. And they're going to continue to pay their health benefits, but it will be cutting into their money. So for the purposes, first of all, I obviously feel for those employees and hope that this thing is shortened so that they're able to, turn the corner and get back to something that looks like full employment very, very quickly. But for the purposes of thinking about the stock, I wanted to take a look here. This is a monthly chart, right? And it goes all the way back to the beginning of this, not the beginning of the company, but the beginning of the stock trading. And you can see here some pretty interesting levels, if you will, right? So if you look right here, immediately right here, this like kind of from this top, so around 85, call it 85 and a half, down to 56 and a half, big range, but this is a monthly chart. That's a pretty obvious support zone, right? And we fell into that, the stock fell into that, or has fallen into that already, off this pretty sharp decline from up here, up around 150. It's fallen into that zone already, right? And looks like it wants to bounce here, but given the fact that I don't think we're anywhere close to the end of the coronavirus spread, and people being nervous about even the idea of checking into a hotel. Interestingly enough, as an aside, I had a business meeting about 3 hours away yesterday, and I was actually supposed to stay from yesterday until tomorrow in a hotel, yada, yada, yada. And rather than do that, I decided to move up the date at which the office was going to go remote, and also to turn around and drive 3 hours home, just so I could avoid checking into a hotel and just having to deal with, trying to wipe everything down and, all that good stuff. And and possibly, bringing something back to my family. So I know that this is a real thing, right? And I'm certainly not the only person who's thinking that way, clearly by the drop in demand for hotels, right? This drop, precipitous drop, has been real. We blew right by this support level at 100, and we've fallen into this hole right here, right? I don't think this is the place to buy, right? I think a better place to look at it from the perspective of the stock is this zone back here, right? So kind of around from 48 and a half all the way down to 10.5, right? And if you want to have, the support, the bottom of the support zone a little bit higher, you can call it 23.5, right? But if price continues to erode and drop, I certainly think that a purchase in this area, again, if you have a long-term hold perspective, long-term meaning, a year or more, I think that you would be buying what is a very good company you would be doing it, Warren Buffett style. You would be buying it cheap, right? And I'm not like a fundamentals guy. I wouldn't go into that and so on and so forth. But from a fundamentals perspective, I have to believe that you would be getting the stock at a really, really discounted level, right? Buying it on sale, as it were. I also think that once we are able to get on the other side of coronavirus, the ascent of companies like Marriott, really strong, well-run companies, is going to be pretty fast, right? Will it be as fast as this drop has been? I don't know about that. But I do think that, stocks like this could take off and you could really reap some substantial rewards on the other side of this, right? So that's my 2 cents, or 6 minutes. Actually, it's going to be 7 minutes on Marriott. My plan is to do more of these in relatively short order. So to the extent that it's helpful, awesome. If you don't care or disagree, that's okay. That's what makes a market. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll do my best to respond to all. All right. Hope it helps. Stay safe, stay clear, shelter at home, stop congregating, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care.